Now at 5, a teen killed riding his motorbike on the street he lives on. His mother is talking to RTV6 for the first time. Her plea for change that you need to see.
I'll let you know what dramatic change takes place after a mild Friday and why you should step outside tonight and look up.
A court date on the docket for a woman accused of killing her 10-year-old stepdaughter. The change in course her case could take depending on what happens tomorrow.
This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
And they kept saying someone is going to get hurt. You know, God forbid someone should get killed out there.
Good evening to you. I'm Mark Mullins.
And I'm Amanda Starantino.
RTV6 is working for you tonight with a call to action from a grieving family. It's been almost 1 month since a 14-year-old was killed while riding his motorbike down his neighborhood street. His mother is now talking to RTV6 for the first time.
And as our Nicole Griffin reports, she hopes her son's death will provoke change and make their streets safer. She also hopes whoever did this will come forward.
There is still a beautiful memorial here along Coyle Street remembering the life of a 14-year-old who was killed just weeks ago while riding his motorbike down this street. His family is still grieving his loss every day, but they are also focused on the future, focused on making their neighborhood street safer for other children. Luis Daniel Patino Ortega loved riding his motorbike through his neighborhood. On September 11th, around 7:30 p.m., he left to go run an errand for his family. His brother was sitting on the front porch.
Then all of a sudden, Fernando ran inside and said, "Mom, a man came by, and he said that my brother was out there. But I think it's Luis Daniel because I can see the motorbike." And then after that, we never got to see Daniel again.
Maria Pimentel Gannon is a longtime family friend of the Ortegas. She's helping translate for Luis Daniel's mother, Maria Guadalupe Ortega. She says the family has been concerned for quite some time about speeding drivers on their street that gets very dark at night.
For so long, my husband and I had talked about the need to do something. They didn't know who to call. Who to reach out to, but they wanted to put speed bumps. And they kept saying someone is going to get hurt.
They never thought it would be their child. Since the hit and run, IPL has received 4 proposed locations for new streetlights on Coyle Street. They are now determining the cost and design. But getting the speed limit, which is 30 miles per hour, lowered will be more difficult. They must get 75% of their neighbors to sign a petition in order for a traffic study to be completed. Until then, they are hoping whoever took Luis Daniel's life will turn themselves in. Working for you on the north side, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
And whenever you feel like safety is an issue where you live and you can't seem to get answers or results, contact us. Email us at workingforyou@rtv6.com.
Moving to the Storm Team 6 forecast, it is a beautiful evening across central Indiana. Temperatures are fairly mild with a lot of sunshine there as we look at Monument Circle. Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory tracking the cool down for tonight and for Wednesday.
It is so nice.
It's a great day.
Yeah, tomorrow I think we'll repeat this, just add a few more degrees. I'd give today a 8.999.
All right.
Out of 10. You got to save room for improvement, and that's certainly possible here as we go through the next 24 to 48 hours. Temperature is comfortable. This is with very low humidity. Obviously, total sunshine. I challenge you to find some clouds. 74 in Muncie, 73 in Bloomington and Terre Haute. The coolest of the cool air has been pushed to the east and northeast. You see the expansion of temperatures at least 70 or above as you go south and west of Indianapolis. Next couple of days, the warming trend will continue with Thursday and Friday temperatures peaking in the upper 70s. Your headlines for tonight. I'll give you some details. You might grab a pencil if you want. Space Station flyover details for tonight. Clear and cool. Temperatures, they'll tumble back into the 40s. The progression of temperatures between now and 11 o'clock tonight looks like this. Slow and steady decline, 58 by 11. This is what we'll wake up to. Temperatures in the 40s one more morning. There are temperatures colder than that in the 7-day forecast. Those will be unveiled shortly.
Tense moments overnight after fire breaks out in an East Side apartment complex. A woman and 4 police officers were hurt in the fire that broke out at Cumberland Manor Apartments. That's at East 9th Street and North Missing Street in Cumberland. Before firefighters arrived, police kicked in the door of an apartment next to the one that was burning. One officer carried a 7-year-old boy to safety, the other helping his mother and father out. A 16-year-old got out of the burning apartment with the help of firefighters through a window. Her 40-year-old mother was trapped and was found unconscious. Medics took her to the hospital. Crews also took 4 police officers to local hospitals for treatment for smoke inhalation. Investigators believe unattended food on the stove caused the fire. The 2 people who called 911 about the fire had 2 dogs with them at the time. One of their dogs, a pit bull beagle mix named Jax, escaped and has not been found. If you think you have seen Jax in the Cumberland area or someone on the east side, call the Indianapolis Fire Department at the number on your screen, 317-327-6041.
Happening tomorrow, this woman accused of killing her 10-year-old stepdaughter in Grant County will go before a judge to determine whether she is mentally competent to stand trial. Now, 34-year-old Amanda Carmack is accused of killing 10-year-old Skylee Carmack, putting her in a plastic bag in a shed, and then reporting her missing in Gas City. At first, Carmack says she wanted to act as her own attorney, but at her most recent hearing, a public defender filed documents saying she suffered from a mental disease or defect.
Right now, investigators in Johnson County need your help to track down a suspect in a morning drive-by shooting. The Johnson County Sheriff's Office says they believe this man to be the shooter. Deputies say they think he was in a tan or beige Toyota Camry when he allegedly fired shots in the 5000 block of Old Smith Valley Road in Greenwood around 11:30 this morning. No one was hurt. Investigators say the Camry has a donut tire on the front driver's side. If you recognize this man, call the Johnson County Sheriff's Office at the number on your screen. That's 317-346-4654.
Tonight, good news for your wallet. At least 2 local energy companies say your heating bills should be cheaper this winter than last winter. Today, Vectren announced natural gas heating bills are expected to be 5 to 10% lower this winter. Again, that's compared to last winter. Also, Citizens is projecting an 11% decline in the average natural gas heating bill this winter. If you live in Marion County and are in need of energy assistance, you should call Connect to Help at 211 or visit EAP.org to see if you qualify for the Indiana Energy Assistance Program. If you live outside of Marion County, you should call your local community action agency.
A local fire department is now getting more life-saving equipment thanks to a big donation. The Speedway Moose Lodge donated $3,750 to the Wayne Township Fire Department. The fire department will use that money to buy 50 individual first aid kits. The kits will attach to recently purchased ballistics vests for Wayne Township firefighters and paramedics. The kits will have equipment to help control bleeding and for wound treatment. The vests are worn during situations where firefighters and paramedics are working in a situation that includes people in need of immediate medical care.
Some local school districts are getting a major financial boost to help increase student learning. A 5-year, $47 million grant was just announced today. It will go toward programs at Perry Township schools, Goshen, and Brown County schools. The money will help fund teacher education and rewards. It will also be used to help recruit a more diverse workforce. The goal is to help close achievement gaps and increase student success, which district leaders say starts with the teachers.
We are now able to develop and reward our talented teachers and leaders while simultaneously positioning ourselves to attract and retain high-quality educators.
The districts received this grant through their partnership with the National Institute for Excellence in Teaching. Next on RTV6 News at 5, the cost of wedding dresses could soon go up. The reason why and what you need to know before you shop for one.
And no big changes here in the short term, but a storm system will wind up in the Central Plains later in the week and have a big impact on the way you dress for the weekend.
ueducation.com today.
Welcome back to RTV6 News at 5. The FBI is asking for your help to connect dozens of victims to the confessions made by a convicted serial killer. Samuel Little is 79 years old. He has confessed to more than 90 murders across the country, including several in the Midwest between 1970 and 2005. That includes some in Indiana. The FBI says all of his confessions appear to be credible. He was arrested in 2012 and is serving life in prison. Law enforcement have been able to verify 50 of Little's confessions, but that leaves dozens of victims still unnamed and yet to be found.
Early voting is now underway ahead of the municipal election on November 5th. Council races and some school referendums are on ballots across the state. One of the biggest races locally is for mayor of Indianapolis. Incumbent Mayor Joe Hogsett faces Republican challenger Jim Merritt. You can vote early at the Marion County Clerk's office or one of 4 satellite voting locations in the county. You can take part in early voting all the way up to November 4th, a day before the election. And lawmakers in the House who are pursuing impeachment against the president now say they consider it obstruction, that a witness was discouraged from testifying this morning. There's a lot developing every day here. ABC's Mona Kosar Abdi is in Washington with the latest.
Today, House Democrats' key witness in the impeachment probe, a no-show on Capitol Hill. The State Department blocking the U.S. ambassador to the European Union, Gordon Sondland, from testifying before a closed-door session involving 3 House committees leading the investigation. A decision House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff now says will be viewed as obstruction.
The failure to produce this witness, the failure to produce these documents, we consider yet additional strong evidence of obstruction.
Sondland is a central witness in the impeachment investigation who reportedly worked behind the scenes to help carry out Trump's wishes in Ukraine, a country that isn't in the EU. And this morning, Schiff revealing new details about the text exchange involving Sondland and several others.
We know from the text messages that Ambassador Sondland was in discussion with Ukrainian counterparts, with fellow diplomatic personnel, and the president. As well as at least one U.S. senator, about the course of events that we are investigating.
Schiff also says those messages were from a, quote, personal device Sondland turned over to the State Department. House Democrats say they are issuing a subpoena for Sondland's testimony and his documents. Meanwhile, President Trump and other Republicans blasted Schiff's handling of the investigation.
What we see in this impeachment is a kangaroo court, and Chairman Schiff is acting like a malicious Captain Kangaroo.
And this morning, Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Lindsey Graham on Twitter suggesting starting a new probe, this one about corruption and other improprieties involving Ukraine, alleged by the president's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani. Graham then offered Giuliani the opportunity to inform the committee about his concerns, a suggestion that Minority Leader Chuck Schumer welcomed, stressing, however, though, that Giuliani's testimony must be under oath. Mona Kosar Abdi, ABC News, Washington.
Well, soon wedding dresses could become more expensive. It is the result of the trade war between China and the U.S. President Trump plans to impose a new 10% tariff on Chinese goods, including silk. And you guessed it, a lot of wedding dresses are made from silk from China. Experts say brides actually prefer this material because it's comfortable and also looks sleek, but it'll cost you.
I do what the customer wants. So if they want silk or something from China, I'm going to have to tell them, hey, because this is custom, with all the tariffs and everything, the cost is going to be more.
Every designer is handling it differently. Some will eat the additional cost, while others will increase dress prices. Dress designer and alteration specialist Ashley Guti says that she will look to other places to buy silk, and she'll try to use other fabrics if possible. But some wedding dress shops are already warning customers about the tariffs and possible price increases, too.
A holiday tradition returns to Indianapolis. Newfields confirms its popular attraction, Winter Lights, will be back starting next month. The main attraction is expected to be at the garden at Newfields. That's where you can walk beneath 80-foot tall heritage trees aglow with more than 1.5 million lights. You will also be able to check out the landscape of light that's located in the lawn in front of the Lily House, where 300,000 lights will be accompanied by music from the Nutcracker. Winter Lights at Newfields returns November 23rd and runs through January 5th. I've gone the past 2 years, and it's so fun.
It really is a holiday favorite around here.
It's magical.
A lot of people go. Yeah, it's great to see.
Sony has announced a new era for games.
The company confirms it will launch PlayStation 5 by the 2020 holiday season. Sony released PlayStation 4 nearly 6 years ago. The company says PlayStation 5 will have a redesigned controller. The controller will rumble and shake so that users can better feel what's going on within a game.
The new system is also expected to have better graphics and faster load speed. Sony has not revealed what PlayStation 5 will cost. It will compete with Microsoft's next-gen Xbox, which will also come out during the 2020 holiday season. I hope Santa's listening.
Convenient to go on the wish list, right?
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are going to want that.
You want me to go over to engineering right now, just around the hall, and see if we can get in all 27 monitors?
They should make your clicker rumble and shake.
That would be something.
It shakes because it's in my hand. If I get nervous, then I start shaking it. Or if I'm cold, whatever it happens to be. Okay, hopefully you grabbed a pencil. This is family fun at its finest. I'm going to empty the newsroom and at least go down and try and get everybody to come outside. And 7:57 is when the space station will appear in nearly perfect conditions and stick around for about 6 minutes. Look low in the northwest, 7:57. It will climb as a steady white light about 60 degrees above the horizon before disappearing at 8:03, low in the east-southeast. I'll remind you again at 6 o'clock. How about that? Temperature tomorrow, 75. We're Thursday and Friday, 79 degrees. As we get to temperatures Saturday, the dramatic change. A cold front on Friday opens the door to the possibility of thunderstorms, and then doors wide open to those cooler temperatures, coolest we've seen so far this fall. Strong low pressure, northern plains, upper Mississippi Valley. That's around Minneapolis at 7 a.m. on Friday. Snow on the backside of the weather system. Showers and thunderstorm potential ahead of the cold front for us as we get to the afternoon and evening on Friday. Temperature 70 in Indy right now, 69 in Greencastle. All this comes with all that sunshine, low humidity. The wind is light as well. It is a perfect night to go for a walk and say hello. We've got their undivided attention. Mark and Amanda, they're staring right at us. Min and Mew Yao.
Wow.
Both ready to go for a walk. They live in Bloomington, and
They're adorable.
I talked to Cynthia earlier just to make sure I can get the pronunciations correctly. Hopefully I did. Min Kwan there on the left, perhaps. But what a great night for a walk. Temperatures will be in the mid-50s by 11 o'clock tonight. Temperatures in the morning in the 40s once again. Morning lows, afternoon highs will climb the next few days before they really go down into the weekend. Tomorrow morning, temperatures upper 40s. Generally speaking, lots of sunshine. Again, you'll need the sunglasses as you head off to work. Temperatures through the day, 69 at noon. Afternoon temperature right at 75. We'll build on that. Thursday high temperatures will be warmer than what we're expecting during the day tomorrow. Thursday up to 79. Maybe some mid to high level clouds. Not expecting any rain until potentially Friday. We'll keep our eye on the timing. Could impact Friday night football across central Indiana. A dramatic change from 79 Friday to 56 Saturday. Some spots will be in the 30s for morning lows as we get to Sunday. Brr.
We haven't heard 30s in a long time.
No. And hearing about it is one thing, feeling it is another.
You got that right. All right, thanks, Kevin, for that.
Well, and we are watching the forecast for the end of October because that means Halloween is right around the corner.
Yeah, and tonight, police are warning you to make sure you check your child's candy after trick-or-treating before they eat it. We are hearing about it more and more. Sick people preying on our children. In Wisconsin, a woman called police in 2017 when her 8-year-old granddaughter was spotted with this needle sticking out of her Halloween candy. In another case in 2016, a woman found a nail in her daughter's candy.
And signs of candy tampering aren't always as apparent as finding a needle, which is why police say it's very important for you to inspect all of your child's Halloween candy. Here are ways you can spot tainted candy.
If it's discolored and, moist or wet, candy that's soaked in a substance, so those are things to look out for.
Anyone caught tainting food could be slapped with a felony for placing foreign objects in edibles.
Other important reminders from police are for your child to never trick or treat alone. They should tell you about the route they will be taking and to wear bright clothing so drivers can see them. There's things to think about as we get ready for Halloween coming up in the next couple of weeks there, a couple weeks away.
Sometimes you can find buried treasure in the unlikeliest of spots. We'll show you the places you may want to look but could yield the best results.
Hello to you. I'm Julie Grant with Court TV Live, and we're bringing you coverage of 2 trials here on Court TV, and both of them involve alleged hired hitmen. The state is wrapping up its case in chief against Sigfredo Garcia and Catherine Magbanawa. The 2 are accused of killing an internationally known legal scholar in a murder-for-hire plot allegedly orchestrated by victim Dan Markel's former in-laws. Garcia could face the death penalty if he is convicted, and Magbanawa could spend the rest of her life in prison if she's convicted. Another man, Luis Rivera, is already in prison after pleading guilty for his role in the plot. He has also testified against his former friend. Jury selection is also underway in another Florida courtroom where defendant Jimmy Ray Rogers is facing the death penalty if he is convicted for allegedly being the hired hitman who killed a woman in Florida named Teresa Severs. The state says that Rogers attacked the beloved holistic doctor in her own home, bludgeoning her to death. And the person who allegedly hired Rogers is the victim's own husband. We'll be bringing you live updates from both of these Florida courtrooms throughout the day today here on Court TV Live. And of course, count on Court TV always for gavel-to-gavel coverage. I'm Julie Grant. Now back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Julie. You can stream Court TV Live anywhere, anytime at courttv.com. If you look hard enough, you can find some hidden treasures.
But you may be needing to get over some mental barriers before searching some areas. Take it from this group of collectors in New York. They're looking for artifacts by digging up old outhouses. Yes, those places where people went to the bathroom.
Oh, really? Well, they refer to themselves as privy diggers. But here's a history lesson. Some people get rid of their trash and bury it beneath their outhouses back in the 1800s and 1900s. So these collectors from Buffalo, New York have dug up some amazing relics underneath extremely old outhouses.
They have found historic bottles, pocket watches, and porcelain dolls, just to name a few things.
You can pick up something that somebody hasn't touched in 175 years.
And for good reason.
Yes. The group says there's no health risk in digging up really old outhouses because human waste has long since decomposed.
Just don't dig up an outhouse that's still in use.
Ew.
Yeah.
Well, interesting. Okay.
Very interesting, to say the least.
I'll leave it to him to do it, though.
Coming up tonight at 6 o'clock here, Call 6 Investigates learns a Central Indiana school superintendent is expected to step down tonight. What's behind the move? That's coming up on RTV6 News at 6.
But first on the Now Indy, mobile sports betting is now online here in Indiana. We will show you what Hoosiers are betting on and what you should know before placing a bet on your phone or computer. You're watching RTV6. We'll be right back.